What is up, everybody? Welcome to Sports Investing 101 March Madness edition. I own the month of March. This is my shit. College basketball and baseball are my best sports. And let me break it down for you guys real quick. I am clueless when it comes to gambling on the NFL. It just has me by the balls. I'm deep in the red this year already. Because of 2 months, literally 2 days. There was a Rams-Vikings game back in January, and there was the Super Bowl, lost tremendous amounts of money. If you take those 2 days out, I'm absolutely dialed in. Right now, I'm going to pop up on the screen if you're watching on YouTube or listening on Spotify. But if you're watching on YouTube, if you're listening on Spotify, go to YouTube. I'm going to pop up on the screen right now on my record in March. I'm going to blur out the amount of money I've made because for my record and the ROI, you'd think it'd be more. And my friends like to unit shame me. Quick note on unit shaming, if it's a 10-cent bet, if it's $1 million bet, it's a bet. Let's not unit shame one another around here, please. Fire Sports Takes does not stand for unit shaming. I'm very insecure about some of the units I placed down, so we're gonna block this out. We're gonna block out the total money I've made betting straight bets in the month of March on college basketball last year and this year. We'll pop it up right now. Look at the ROI and look at the record. I own the month of March. I put in this is the most I've researched for anything probably since I did this presentation on vacation spots back in 6th grade. Shout out Mr. Guizo. And I was locked in then. I'm not even kidding. I took notes on almost every single fucking team in this tournament. Not only do I own the month of March, not only do I have a knack, I have something in my gut that just picks winners pretty consistently when it comes to college basketball in the month of March. Plus, I put in hours of my time researching. I had a decision to make. Go to spring break this week, spend a bunch of money, don't go to work, or lock in while all my friends are out of town enjoying themselves, which, boys, I hope you're having a great fucking time. Boys in Marco Island, boys in Fort Lauderdale, I hope you guys are having a fantastic time. I was here in this chair at this desk, absolutely locked in, grinding KenPom, Net, Torvik, ESPN, looking at rosters, looking at the best possible matchups, putting together the best possible bracket on the planet, and ironing out where I'm going to bet. So, without further ado, let's dial the fuck in. Happy March Madness. It's like Christmas Eve today. It's like Christmas Eve. It's Wednesday night. I'm itching. The first 4 games are the biggest cock teases on the face of the planet. Excuse my language. But it's just it's edging you. You know what I mean? It's really just edging you. The 11-11 game's over and you're like, I want more. I need more. And you just don't get it. But that's all part of the build-up. That's all part of the anticipation. Here we are, Wednesday night, Christmas Eve, before we have a full slate of games. I have to work all day tomorrow and all day Friday. Not too happy about it, but it is what it is. You best believe I'll have the games on. I deliver stuff, so hopefully where I'm delivering, I have service. Without further ado, excuse my yap. Let's hop right in here. And also, DraftKings, can we just fuck off with the NIT stuff here? Just show me the NCAA tournament. There's probably a button for it that I'm missing because I'm an idiot. I'm not an idiot, but I'm lazy, slow. I sometimes lack attention to detail. That's irrelevant. I have so many plays for you guys today. I am March, Mr. March. Let's lock the fuck in. First game, Creighton, Louisville. I love Creighton plus 2.5. Everybody's on Louisville because they're in Lexington, and they are horrifically underseeded. I think Creighton's better than a 9 seed, though, as well. And they have the size down low. Forgetting his name already. I did all this research. The bright lights are on, and I forget the fucking center's name. Of course, that's just how it goes. But I know that guy's a real problem. I know Louisville's a little bit undersized. They have very good guard play, but it's all Creighton in this one. I like both of these teams against Auburn as well. I think in the round of 32, whichever team plays Auburn, depending on the point spread, make sure you're all over that. High point at Purdue, it's plus 7.5. That's strictly vibes play. Not too high on Purdue. And Purdue's not the greatest defensive rebounding team. High point has a guy named Jocelyn Bobo Bobo. Jocelyn Bobo Bobo out of Cameroon. They're one of the best offensive rebounding teams in the country. Purdue has a good backcourt with Fletcher Lawyer and oh my God, Braden Smith, and they got a big guy down low who's very efficient. But Jocelyn Bobo Bobo is a 7-footer. He's a good matchup for the name of the big guy that they have down low. I forget his name again, but that's not the point. Give me High Point plus 7.5. Wisconsin, Montana, not really touching. I'm not that high on Wisconsin, so in the second round, depending on, I forget who their matchup is, but depending on that point spread, we like whoever they're playing. Why can't I remember? I think it's either BYU or VCU, actually. Let me check the bracket real quick. It is either BYU or VCU. We'll get to that game momentarily. I think the winner of that can beat Wisconsin straight up. I have the winner of that game going to the Sweet 16 in my bracket, which is VCU, but I really think that game could go either way. So I'll probably just bet on the underdog plus the points. In a 50-50 game like that, you probably take the money line that has the plus sign next to it. That's what the logic says. But again, you don't want to force anything if it's really just if it's a pick 'em. Like, you don't want to force anything. Moving on, SIU Edwardsville Houston. There's a system in play here. There is a system in play, and this system is fucking nails. If there is a total on a 1, 2, or 3 seed that is under, the system's not in play. Never mind. The system will be in play later on. We'll get to it. Honestly, call me crazy here. Call me crazy. I might be insane. SIU Edwardsville plus 16.5 in the first half. I love it. Who's betting that? Nobody's betting that. That's where you got to go. You got to go where nobody wants to blade down the number. Plus 16.5, SIU Edwardsville first half. We're going to be doing that a good amount because I saw a couple TikToks of guys like, when you go into these games, you get these 16 seed teams that have their seniors. They're going to come out of the gate fucking firing. And a team like Houston, they're not going to be as like, let's get after them right away. Maybe they will, but 16.5 is a lot of points in the first half. I think SIU Edwardsville can cover that because their seniors are going to want to come out and make a point. This is most likely their last game ever. Houston, they're going to win this game. I'm sure, like, you treat every opponent like it's your last, whatever. It's SIU Edwardsville. I think they'll come out a little hotter. 16.5 is a lot of points for a first half. We love that. Let's get back here. Pardon me for a second. Oh, I pressed the wrong. Oh, there we go. Okay. Where were we? Alabama State Auburn. Not gonna really touch that. McNeese Clemson. I love Clemson. Minus. No, I'm not gonna touch that either because it's a 12-5, and I hate taking a favorite in a 12-5 game. But I do think Clemson's one of the better teams in this tournament. I think they got a little bit underseeded. I wouldn't be surprised if Clemson makes a run to the Final Four. Houston's a little bit banged up. Gonzaga also plays Houston in the second round if they get past Georgia, which I think they will. They're the number 10 team ranked in KenPom, maybe 9 or 10, and they're an 8 seed. I think Gonzaga could get Houston some trouble, and if it's Gonzaga-Clemson, I think I'll take Clemson. McNeese has that manager, though. That worries me because shit like that is just trendy in March, and that's what really gets people going. But I think Clemson's a very good team. They're returning a lot of guys that went on that Elite 8 run last year, and they have a point guard that just rises to the occasion. Don't remember his name, not looking at my notes right now, but just trust me when I say that. Clemson is going to be a real problem in this tournament. VCU, BYU, VCU moneyline. Like I said earlier, in a 50-50 game like this, take the plus sign, and I think VCU shoots a lot of threes. They play at their own pace. BYU also shoots a lot of threes. I think VCU has pretty good 3-point defense. VCU is very good at basketball. I understand they're not in the greatest of conferences. Let me look up my notes on VCU real quick because this team is kind of nails, and I like them a lot. Let's see. Bear with me for a second here, people. Bear with me. All right, well, I just don't have them in here. Nice, man. Whatever. I like VCU in this game. 50-50 game. I like the winner of this game will beat Wisconsin too. So I'm not gonna have an episode out for that Sunday or the round of 32. It'll be on a Saturday because they play tomorrow. BYU can't play on Sundays, whatever. I like whatever the winner of this game is. If it's like 4.5, 5.5, 6.5 against Wisconsin, I think we lay down that number. We take the winner of this game against Wisconsin if Wisconsin wins and moves on to the round of 32. Georgia, Gonzaga, 6.5 point favorites. That's like a big number. That's what I mean. Like, Gonzaga shouldn't be an 8 seed, underseeded as well. They just didn't really get a lot of wins against the top tier opponents, but they have Ryan Nembhard. They have the guys that can get it done in the tournament, and they're one of the best coaches teams in college basketball, like they are every year. I like Gonzaga, but I'm not going to take it. 6.5 is too big of a point, too big of a number. It's scaring me off. Here we go. This is a system in play. This is a max whale bet. 1, 2, or 3 seeds are 17-3 since I think like 2015, when the number is minus 18 or lower, 18.5. We're still going to play the system, and the total is under 145.5. 18-3. We're taking Tennessee here. This is a max whale bet, probably 5-unit play from D-Sock. Let's get irresponsible. Let's get fucking irresponsible. Arkansas, Kansas. Kansas has 5.5 point favorites. I don't love it. I think they'll win, but Cal sucks in the month of March. Like, realistically, he's not the greatest. So especially as of late. Moved to Arkansas first. I'm not going to touch this game, but I do think Kansas will take care of business. Yale, Texas A&M. Texas A&M -7. Yale's strength is their rebounding. Texas A&M is one of the best rebounding teams in the country. This is a popular upset spot for a lot of people. I don't see it that way. I think Texas A&M takes care of business. Drake +6.5. Drake money line. I've been seeing all over the internet like you're a square if you pick Drake. This, that, and the third. They're 30-3. They might have the best record in the tournament. D2 coach that won a bunch of games at Division II level. Bennett Sturtz, D2 player, comes into D1 averaging 18 a game. They've beaten some legit teams so far this year. Let me pull up my notes on them as well really quickly. Drake. What the fuck, man? Come on. Why is this shit not working? I know I have notes on this team. Where are they? I'm going to crash out. No, I'm not going to crash out. I'm being a little dramatic here. Bear with me, people. I don't feel like editing, so you're going to have to bear with me here. Command F, Drake. Let's find him here, people. Okay, here we go. They don't shoot a lot of threes. They play very slow within the 2-point arc, but they rebound very well. They beat K-State. They beat Vanderbilt, tournament team. They beat FAU. They beat Miami. They can beat Power 5, Power 4 conference now level teams. They make 6 threes a game, but they play very slow at their own pace. Pretty good defensively. They get to the free throw line a lot. They are 17th in offensive rebounds, 22nd in defensive rebound percentage. Bennett Sturtz, trust me here. It was always Drake. Take their money line with like a half unit and then put a full unit play on the +6.5. Utah State, UCLA. I love Utah State +5.5. I love Utah State money line. UCLA is one of the most fraudulent teams in the country. The only good wins they have are at home and against Oregon. And the good wins at home are like Michigan State, some other Big Ten teams that have to travel halfway across the fucking country to go play UCLA in Los Angeles. One of the ridiculous outcomes of this conference realignment. Oh, and the only good away win they have is at Oregon. Probably the closest other than USC in the Big Ten. I think UCLA is a fraud. Utah State shoots a lot of threes. They get after it. They don't have a lot of size, but I think UCLA is one of the most fraudulent teams in the tournament. I think they get bounced first round. Utah State +5.5, +190 on the money line. Omaha, St. John's, not touching it. UC San Diego, Michigan -2.5. The whole thing with UC San Diego is how they force a lot of turnovers. Michigan turns the ball over a lot. Michigan has 2 7-footers. UC San Diego does not have the size to keep up with that, with Danny Wolf and company. Michigan also has some great guard play. I think Michigan's a legit team. I think they could go on a decent run. I don't like the matchup with Texas A&M in the second round because, like I said earlier, Texas A&M has those has one of the best rebounding teams in the country, so they have the size to match up with Michigan's size, and they run the pick and roll with 2 7-footers. I don't think a UC San Diego is going to keep up with them. Only 2.5-point favorites, I think, is a little outrageous. Give me Michigan -2.5. UNC Wilmington, Texas Tech. I'm not touching that. Never mind. I'm hammering Texas Tech because that same system is in play in this game from earlier. Under 145.5. A line that's not 18. Top 3 seeds are like 18-3 against the spread. That system's in play for Texas Tech. We're all over it. Let's get into Friday. Baylor, Mississippi State. 2 words. Well, I guess 1 name. BJ Edgecombe, best player in this game. Freshman of the year in the Big 12. He'll get you 1 before they get absolutely blown out by Duke in the second round. Give me Baylor +100. Robert Morris, Alabama. Let's take a peek here at Robert Morris's plus the points here. In the first half, that is. In the first half. 13.5 in the first half. We're gonna lay down that number. Like I mentioned earlier, I don't remember what game it was, but 13.5 is a lot of points in the first half. And I feel like these 15, 16 seeds come out a little bit hotter and a little bit more ready to go than the 1s and 2s because they have a lot more to play for. But at the end of the day, the talent will overcome. The talent will prevail. It will be Alabama. And I'm going to be betting the over on Alabama games a lot. So give me the over 165.5 in this game as well. Let's back things up here. All right, let's see. Lipscomb, Iowa State, not touching. Colorado State, Memphis. This game, I've been going back and forth. Memphis has a guy named PJ Haggerty, and he is a real issue. He dropped like 27 against Auburn. He's averaging like in the 20s against SEC teams. He's like the 5th leading scorer in the nation. So I'm thinking I might just take his points, whatever. He's at 22 right now. I'm just going to take it because I think this guy's going to put on an absolute show. But he is without his backcourt partner, I believe. He was in a walking boot against UAB in the American Championship. So give me PJ Haggerty to get 22 plus. I don't know what to take in this game. Colorado State's also a very good team. They have a few quad one wins. They have a good quad one record. They don't they match up well. They shoot a lot of threes. Memphis also shoots a lot of threes. They have the best player in this game, but I think Colorado State also has. They have a guard in Nikkei Clifford, who's also a real issue. So I think this could be a fun one back and forth between Nikkei Clifford and PJ Haggerty. But I think with the injuries to Memphis, I think I'd lean Colorado State in this one, but I'm not going to play anything down. I'm just going to bet on PJ Haggerty points and watch him go off because he's a real fucking issue. Let's move on here. Excuse me, bear with me for 1 second. Where are we? Lipscomb, Iowa State. No. Memphis, Colorado State. Okay, yeah, we're not going to take anything there. Vanderbilt, St. Mary's. I don't like anything in this game here either. North Carolina, Ole Miss. North Carolina just won by 40. They're going to make the Sweet 16. I think they beat Iowa State in the second round as well. Give me North Carolina minus 130 on the money line. Ole Miss has some good wins this year, but I'm just not buying it. Maryland, Grand Canyon, 10.5, not taking that. Florida, Norfolk State. Florida's coming in. Okay, this is another instance where I'm going to take the first half points for Norfolk State. I'm probably butchering that. Plus 16.5. Florida just played a game on Sunday. Their legs might not be under them. They had a day to practice, a day of recovery, then they had to travel, and they're getting settled in. I don't think they're going to come out with a sense of urgency that Norfolk State will. And we're going to take first half Norfolk State plus 16.5. That's a lot of points for a team to be winning by in the first half as well. So give me that. And let's move on now. There's two players at the bottom of the last. I think it's literally the last two games of the round of 64 that I'm just absolutely in love with. And I think we're about getting there. Grand Canyon, Maryland. No. Okay. Kentucky, Troy, not touching. New Mexico, Marquette. This game. Two elite guards, Donovan Dent, Cam Jones. Marquette's 3.5-point favorites. It's just really tough to pick in this game. I think it's more of a 50-50 than it's more of a pick 'em than DraftKings is allowing it. And New Mexico's coach has the last name of Patino, and I'm going to take them plus. No, I'm going to take plus 3.5. I almost said the money line. I'm going to take them plus 3.5. I think the guard play in this game is going to be absolutely immaculate. Neither team. Marquette doesn't really play that much defense either, so I think New Mexico will be able to hang around in this one. Akron plus 14.5 is the freest bet of the weekend. Not touching Oklahoma, UConn. Actually, I take that back. It's not the freest bet of the weekend. Simply because I think if Caleb Love's on, Arizona can blow this team out by 20. But Akron shoots the ball at an unbelievable rate. I think they have one of the top 5 offense in the NCAA. One of the best 3-point shooting teams, and they shoot a fuck ton of it. They have the green light. They just absolutely huck. Give me team props as well. Give me Akron. Wait a minute. What am I looking at here? Okay, yeah, give me Akron over 80.5 points at plus 190 as well. I think they're going to absolutely fill it up against this Arizona team that doesn't defend the three particularly well. And then give me Liberty. It was always the Flames. They have a guy from Morgantown, West Virginia, who, if you have a second here, folks, if you have a second, you really need to look this guy's highlight reel up. The second clip is him doing a spin move, step back 3, and it's absolutely pure. He won player of the tournament as well. Caden Matheny. That guy has March Madness star written all over him. Give me the Liberty Flames plus 6.5. Give me the Liberty Flames plus 250 on the money line as well. Okay, I'm already at maximum number of picks. That's just outrageous. Let me fucking cook your DraftKings. Do you not want my money or not? I didn't log in because I didn't want you guys to see my exact number, obviously. So now I have to review. That's fun. Give me a pen. I gotta write down my picks now. Thanks, DraftKings. You're ruining everything. I mean, I'm kidding. If you want to come on as a sponsor, I mean, we can talk. Hit my line. That's not. This is bullshit. I gotta write down my picks now. Like, come on here. Where did we end up? Whatever. Fucking. Bear with me here, folks. Bear with me. Blame DraftKings. It's unbelievable you can't put more than 20 bets on a bet slip. I mean, am I that degenerate of a gambler? I can't be the only gambler having this issue. That's unbelievable. I want to go through the board. I want to pick everything, and then I want to lay down numbers. Why do I have to max out at 20, write down my bets so I remember them? That's unbelievable. 1-800-GAMBLER if you have a problem. Liberty plus 6.5. Liberty money line. Okay, we got Akron in. I hope we got Akron's team total in over 80.5 as well. Alrighty, folks, that will do it. Let's go through everything really quickly now. Boy. All right. From the top, these are the locks. These are the plays. For explanations, make sure you listen to the whole video. I just say that. For explanation, make sure you listen to the whole video on YouTube and Spotify. Creighton plus 2.5. High Point plus 7.5. SIU Edwardsville, first half spread at plus 16.5. VCU moneyline. Tennessee minus 18.5. That's a system play. Make sure you take the system. Texas A&M minus 7.5. Drake plus 6.5. Drake moneyline. Drake won the beat. Utah State plus 5.5. Utah State moneyline. Michigan minus 2.5. Texas Tech plus 14 minus 14.5. Baylor moneyline. Robert Morris first half plus 13.5. Over 165.5. Robert Morris in Alabama. PJ Haggerty 22 plus points. North Carolina moneyline minus 130. Norfolk State plus 16.5 against Florida. First half spread. New Mexico plus 3.5 against Marquette. Akron plus 14.5. Akron team total over 80.5. Liberty plus 6.5. Liberty money line. Happy March Madness, everybody. Let's have an absolute day. If you made it this far in the video, make sure you hit the subscribe button. If you're listening on Spotify, follow so you get notified when I drop new episodes all March long. Make sure you follow on Instagram, follow on TikTok, follow on Twitter at @DSOC_____. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Catch you on the next episode of Sports Investing 101.